Charlie and Vaggie are boring. It's actually crazy that I care more about Adam and Lute than those two. And we don't even know if they were actually together or not. And even then, Angel Dust and Husk beats them out. Granted, Angel Dust and Husk aren't actually a couple yet, but...
Come on, you know why.
Probably wouldn't say Sir Pentious and Cherry Bomb, but Sir Pentious having his big kiss love confession scene sticks out, and it feels like it had more emotional impact on the characters than, like, anything Charlie and Vaggie have gone through, which is wild because of the whole, angel reveal. But they don't actually talk about anything face to face, and they just hug and make up once they see each other. My main issues with Charlie and Vaggie boil down to there being no tension, no fun, and no passion in their relationship. Passion might overlap with fun, but honestly Vox and Val have pretty passionate reactions early on, annoying each other without them having fun.
Great idea! Now that's why they pay you the big bucks.
You still pissed? He almost beat you that time.
Fuck you!
Just saying.
But later on, when they're singing and dancing about Alistair's defeat, that's obviously fun for them and passionate. There's also the fact that Vox actually knows how to handle Valentino and calm him down. You, literally never see this with Charlie and Vaggie? There's only one instance that really comes to mind when it comes to that, but I'll save that for later. That's something else I wanted to address, though. A lack of reassurance in meaningful ways, in moments where it really matters. Shows of it tend to be very mild and background or surface level. I honestly probably wouldn't have noticed any of these if I hadn't seen Hazbin Hotel's main character problem by the Chestnut Tanuki, which is honestly a great video and it really dives deep into analyzing Charlie as a character and what makes her tick. Definitely recommend watching it. Vaggie reassures her at the start of episode 1 when Charlie is reminiscing on the lore of hell for exposition reasons, but also soon switches tracks and says Alistair has something to show them, that being the commercial. Vaggie holds Charlie's hand when on the phone with her dad, but it doesn't really help. But the most egregious thing to me was in episode 3, Scrambled Eggs, when after Vaggie apparently goes overboard with the trust exercises by throwing the group into effectively a war zone. But did she, though? Especially when it ended up being effective, far more than Charlie's plans. The entire scene is played for comedy, and no one got hurt or held hard feelings towards her. Overall, this scene didn't really work for me on many levels, and this is coming from someone who's used to Helluva Boss's writing style of all scenes are played for comedy unless they aren't. Though even then, Helluva Boss changed over time and became a form of writing where even the comedic scenes still showcase character motivations, character traits, and complexity.
I'm stoneless. It's nice. Ouch.
Don't bow to that one. He bows to us, idiot.
Oh, right. Sorry, Father.
I'm so good at daddying.
What do you think I'm into? What? This is the kind of shit gays like, right? Okay, first off, Dad, I'm bisexual. Yeah, gay. Oh, for fuck's sake.
But anyways, Vaggie tells Charlie to leave, and Charlie does? Vaggie's clearly upset, and while it's nice that Charlie took her word for it, you don't just leave someone in a state like that? You talk it out with them? I was so utterly baffled and thrown off by this scene when I first watched it. This episode is one of only 2 episodes that really focuses on their relationship, and it fails to show them properly communicating and working together in both of them, which isn't a bad thing by any means for characters, but when it comes to the main ship between the main couple, it really does the complete opposite of getting me invested in their relationship. And this is made all the worse once they actually see each other again at the end of the episode. Here's some off-the-cuff comments after rewatching their scenes in episode 3. I had some stuff that wasn't as accurate to the episode. They go to talk, and Charlie realizes that she pressured Vaggie, but, she doesn't mention anything else that happened earlier in the episode. Vaggie airs some serious issues of self-doubt, but Charlie doesn't bring this up. She doesn't reassure Vaggie or anything like that. She just kind of apologizes, going, "Oh, I pushed you too hard." But in the end, Vaggie's attempt worked. Charlie goes, "Oh, we're a partner, we're a team. We'll get through this together." It's just so weird that she just glosses over Vaggie's self-doubt issues. She feels like she's worthless if she can't protect Charlie, and Charlie starts going, "Oh no," I don't feel that way. You do so much for me. But, like, when Vaggie's in a calmer state at the end of the episode, she doesn't bring that up. She doesn't, like, try and reassure her that Vaggie does a lot for her. That that she shouldn't feel worthless and all that. In some ways, it's kind of like the stark opposite of Fizz and Ozzy's relationship in Helluva Boss. Then when Charlie wants to go to heaven for the meeting, Vaggie very reluctantly goes, because she's an angel, obviously. But there isn't, like, a strong show of support throughout the entire show. Nothing feels impactful between them. And then the angel reveal happens, and I felt nothing but confusion for the state of utter shock Charlie was in. Because the reveal had no weight at all, because I wasn't invested in their relationship. And then they resolved it by Charlie talking to Rosie instead of Vaggie, probably to get the cannibal plot ready, but still. Bruh. How am I supposed to care about these two when they passively support each other in the most milquetoast way? When they don't support each other where it really matters? When their chemistry is next to non-existent beyond little smiles and touches that basically any character does in Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss? Those things are cute on a surface level, but it isn't what gets me to genuinely care about them. It's the icing on the cake, as it were, to let you know that these two characters are in a romantic relationship, if even that. They legitimately just felt like friends to me for most of the show, if I hadn't known any better from the pilot. It's extra shows of affection, but really it doesn't boil down to anything if the characters aren't helped, or reassured, or even happy or having fun with each other. Contrast with Lute and Adam. They support each other on their hype trains during songs and are unabashedly confident about it and themselves, and it's just so much stronger energy than those two. Lute's tearing her dang arm off and shedding tears for Adam when he dies. Lute also keeps Adam in check as best she can, and man, they feel so much more solid and impactful and real than Charlie and Vaggie. I think Chaggy's problem is that they don't feel very passionate together. Charlie getting ticked off at heaven in You Didn't Know was 10 out of 10, and also coincidentally Charlie ignores Vaggie's warning not to stir the pot, but Vaggie's I'll Be Your Armor song was just weak. She's doubting herself more than asserting her love for Charlie in that song, compared to Carmela's half, who wants to protect her children and actually does so. Speaking of, Vaggie feels that the one thing she set out to do when it comes to Charlie, protecting her, Millie is better at it than she is, and even with that song, Carmela's half of the song hits harder, both because of her vocals literally being described as a power ballad in the captions, but because her actions have consequences. She proves her loyalty and devotion to her children by having murdered an angel and stained her hands with their blood. Vaggie just kind of waxes on by herself and fights along with everyone else in the end, and it's just not unexpected or surprising or a big show of support for her girlfriend. It's just one of those things you expect of any character that's in the main cast/friend group to be there for the final battle at the end of the story or season. I kid you not, only the More Than Anything reprise got me to legitimately feel something for them, to go, oh, they're actually cute together. Because it's the one scene that actually focuses on their relationship in a positive light and isn't awkwardly dropping the ball in getting me invested on why I should want or care about them being together. They feel like they legitimately care for each other and support each other in that scene. This is the one and only time one of them helps the other out who's stressed and trying to calm them down and reassure them that isn't played off as a joke, like a masquerade, or a total failure to, like in its scrambled eggs. Like, for real, my feelings haven't changed even after watching that video dissecting Charlie as a character, and how she's honestly the most boring of the cast, possibly by design. The other point I was going to make is there's no growth in their relationship either, which I'll come back to that. Unlike with Sir Pentious and Cherry Bomb or even Fizz and Ozzy, the angel reveal happens and Charlie is pretty ticked off at Vaggie for keeping such a big secret. Granted, I didn't want to see Charlie acting petty and cold and making little jabs at Vaggie for an extended amount of time, partially because it's been done to death and I hate it every single time. It's the best friends splitting up trope, only instead of best friends, they're also girlfriends. I think Disney ruined this trope for me and cartoons in general. Usually it's always a misunderstanding, often that character that was bad seeking to do good, usually after already helping the MC in some way. It's done nothing but annoy me every time I see it, to just wait for them to make up and get past it. Because often the pettiness doesn't feel warranted or doesn't feel, for lack of a better word, real for the characters, and they're just going through the motions. A couple I actually give a pass on this is Stolas and Blitz, because their relationship is a minefield of unresolved issues and traumas, and their behaviors have been on display since the start of the show. It doesn't feel tagged on. It also helps that the show has way more episodes to actually flesh them out. When it comes to discovering Vaggie was an angel, my reaction was just, oh, okay. Color me surprised when next episode Charlie is ticked off at her and making little digs. And while it makes sense for Charlie to be upset in universe, the extermination is repeatedly shown to make Charlie upset. The major theme and idea of the show being redemption is an answer so blatantly obvious, it's just a matter of waiting for things to click in with Charlie and actually put that idea into practice with something she's morally opposed to. The obvious fact that Vaggie has been by her side for years, supports her hotel idea, is ready to throw her hands for her at the first sign of mild danger. Charlie not understanding why Vaggie kept "I murdered hundreds if not thousands of your people" secret when I know it's the thing you care about most is just bafflingly stupid. If she told Charlie that early on enough, there could have been a chance that Vaggie would be killed for it, or at the very least it would irreparably damage their relationship, like it almost did here. Just where are Charlie's brain cells? So you have a very mid-twist reveal, because the only other time these characters are given a good deal of screen time focused by themselves, Charlie just ups and leaves her, and then Charlie is too hurt by everything that happened and isolating herself until Alistair makes the deal with her. She acts snippy and cold with Vaggie and needs to talk to an entire stranger to even come to terms that Vaggie's actions have shown nothing but support for Charlie. The two never speak, they never discuss anything with each other. It really begs the question why they tried treating the angel reveal like a big deal for Charlie anyways, and in the end, it literally meant nothing at all. All the other characters accepted it because they were already at the hotel because of the idea of redemption. Why should they shun Vaggie for it? Vaggie goes to apologize for lying, and all is forgiven by Charlie giving her a skull charm, who just rolls with it immediately after her talk with Rosie. All we get from the biggest, most devastating conflict between them is not actually resolved between them and boiled down to, the wings are new. Could you be any more dissatisfying? Charlie giving her the charm should be a gesture that's incredibly cute, but instead it just feels like a waste. It wasn't like this was a petty conflict for them. Vaggie didn't accidentally lose the hotel key or something ridiculous and small. It was the most important thing that their relationship had going for them conflict-wise. And it's brushed to the side in a single episode without them once again actually communicating. Their relationship went back to zero with nothing significant having changed about them, their personalities, or their relationship. There's just no secrets now, no discussion about it, nothing. Vaggie has a line reminiscing on, "It's been a while since I stabbed someone and really meant it," for the upcoming battle, and Charlie's just making a face of discomfort. But Vaggie could have said that regardless without the angel reveal. Charlie would have had the same reaction because she's a bleeding heart who cares about everyone. Even the exorcist she fights and says sorry the whole time. Legitimately nothing has changed about their relationship. That's what I mean by there's no growth. It's back to square one in the end. Vaggie's strongest character moment, in my opinion, was back in episode 1 with Alistair, who also displays her strongest show of support. Vaggie is struggling to make the commercial to advertise the hotel. The setting is bleak and dark with cool blues, showcasing Vaggie's sense of isolation and struggle to figure things out. Then appears Alistair, the radio demon, who just oozes sinister vibes under a friendly facade. He makes deals and is not to be trusted. Vaggie is frustrated by his goading presence, mocking her, truly epitomizing Pilot Alistair, who says,
"I want to watch the scum of the world struggle to climb up the hill of betterment, only to repeatedly trip and tumble down to the fiery pit of failure."
Vaggie knows exactly what Alistair is and isn't as trusting and gullible as her girlfriend. Alistair is dangerous. Vaggie is desperate. Alistair knows and preys on people's desperation. So what's he going to do? Will he claim Vaggie's soul like so many others? How far is Vaggie willing to go to support Charlie's dream? Oh, They just make a deal that Alistair doesn't need to use modern technology. Awesome. Tension and conflict gone in an instant. It was a very effective showcase of their clashing personalities and motives. Vaggie wants to support the hotel and Charlie in any means possible, but in the end, her contribution was worthless. The commercial doesn't even get aired or shown in the end. I figure it was more to show the type of sinister person Alistair is, towing the line between helpful, devious, and untrustworthy, but compared to Charlie's deal at the end of the season, it is really funny that it was over something so minor, just because he hates modern tech so much. And Vox, mayhaps? So, let's start comparing with other ships. I've already covered a lot of Adam and Lute, and they're not even canonically confirmed to be a thing, yet I find them to be much more engaging even if they are just friends, compared to the main couple of the show, which is just oof. Like Charlie and Vaggie, the two have a lot of physical gestures of support. Fist bumps, letting the other take the stage, backing each other up during songs. Those physical gestures could be written off like with Shaggy, but I actually like them a lot more and feel it enhances their dynamic because they have a lot more characterization to back them up. I feel like words and actions do a lot more to connect me to them. Lute's able to stop Adam from making a mess of things by wanting to go after Vaggie in heaven. Lute lets Adam take the stage in Hell is Forever and is clearly on board with everything he's saying, excited and enthusiastic about it much like he is, even if it is about something as horrible as extermination. In You Didn't Know, Lute disrupts Charlie's argument for redemption in a sudden outburst of anger, and this time Adam is the one backing her up with crude gestures before they both take up the reprise of Hell is Forever for a moment. They have such strong villain power duo energy. They feel like they genuinely enjoy each other's company, even if Adam makes rude remarks when the obvious is pointed out to him, or Lute wisely keeps him in check at first. Also, this is just my favorite line from Lute so far.
We're gonna go down and exterminate demon ass! Destroy that ass!
With Charlie and Vaggie, who's saying that bit about heaven being a lie again? Oh, right. Charlie, and the newly introduced angel parallel to her, Emily. It was an excellent choice though, by the way, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't change a thing about how fire that entire song was. But in major moments, Vaggie seems to hesitate and wants to draw Charlie back rather than power on through with her. It's to protect Charlie, yes, but honestly, Charlie doesn't listen to her, like, ever. The only time she ever did, in the loosest sense, was when Vaggie encouraged her to use some of her authority and power as a princess when she wanted to get angel dust back from the studio, and even then she failed miserably at it and just kept her polite but blundering attitude that resulted in disaster. Her stepping up didn't come until later to gather forces to stop the extermination, while she and Vaggie were effectively broken up. So let's get into the canonical villain couple next, Vox and Valentino. Oh boy, we're going there alright. Valentino is a very divisive character for very understandable reasons. Is he a good villain? Hell yeah. Is he enjoyable or fun to watch? I have mixed feelings on that. He's a character whose petulant anger and tantrums are played for laughs around those of similar status and power around him, while being deeply unsettling and threatening when focused on Angel Dust's point of view and his character, and all of this is done very intentionally by design. I basically find him to be very funny and entertaining in any scene Angel Dust isn't on screen or being interacted with. He's ridiculously over the top in his evil, and there can be humor in that.
You're not gonna shoot a puppy, are you, Jack?
Yeah, in the face. Why?
You know, I never had much as a kid. Just loving parents, and stability in a mansion, and a thriving baked goods enterprise for me to inherit. Useless crap like that.
See? Look at how he flirts with that guy, and he's not even paying! Who is that? I'm gonna fucking kill this whole fucking family! Fox? Fox!
Angel quit?
No! He didn't fucking quit! It's worse! He moved!
That being said, I'll only be focusing on those more comedic / lighter toned moments, especially because that's where Vox features. And honestly, their interaction stood out to me more than the main characters. They have a toxic relationship. They're villains. There's so many places their dynamic could be taken, and even if they don't, there's many different facets to explore. Do they irritate each other, or comfort, or drive each other crazy? The relationship is inherently unstable, meaning there is much more potential for them to change their status quo or marinate in it. Many of these things were shown just in their introduction scene, and Vox is so used to this routine of Valentino exploiting about something or other, he just tunes it out entirely, and casually sidesteps glasses that are thrown at him. He mentally and physically checks out until Val threatens to go off the deep end and start blasting up the hotel. He has to forcibly grab Val's attention by yelling at him, but then quickly and easily defuses the ticking time bomb by asking a few probing questions to get him to re-evaluate the situation. What I found most interesting was Val pouting about not getting to shoot anyone, and Vox offers up the least productive earners that month. Val chuckles and says,
"Oh, you know me too well."
Already Vox is shown to not only effectively calm his partner down, something Charlie failed to do while just leaving Vaggie, he also shows his own brand of evil affection by supplying him with people to murk. But in contrast, we see that when the roles are reversed and Vox is fuming at Alistair's return, Valentino doesn't supply the same amount of concern, instead actively mocking him and adding fire to the flame. He's shown to not care as much about Alistair, but him along with Velvet watch the extermination partially for that reason. And after Alistair's supposed defeat, they both celebrate the moment, singing and dancing with each other in their excitement and closeness. It's a level of passion that Charlie and Vaggie just do not measure up to, in my opinion. Something in the main cast's favor is their backstories have been kept secret for the first season. Who they were when they were alive, what they were like, how things were when they ended up in hell, what Vox's relationship to Alistair was, how Vox and Valentino got together, and how and why the three Vs decided to partner up and monopolize their power. There's a lot that still can be told. But unlike the main cast, Charlie and Vaggie's entire backstory has already been revealed. How they met, Vaggie's big secret. She even met Charlie's father Lucifer, and he already loves her. What else more is there to say with them? What hurdles does their relationship have to overcome and learn from anymore? There's heaven and whatever comes of Alistair's deal, but what will really change or shake their foundations when their main source of drama was dealt with in a single episode? They need a lot more focus for me to be invested, and even then, they still need room to grow or even just show more care. Then you have Sir Pentious and Cherri, the comedic couple, but they manage to be incredibly endearing for it. You see Pentious' crush develop and then see him try and struggle to express his feelings to Cherri, who at worst is simply indifferent or mildly amused by his antics. An offhand comment about Angel Dust about Pentious' equipment is what gets Charlie a little interested in the idea of him, and it's really all that was needed to make Pentious' dramatic action movie rom-com love confession be both funny and also feel good, and is something Cherri is even more reciprocal of. Angel Dust and Husk probably have the best relationship in the Hazbin cast in my opinion, particularly because of their massive growth. They aren't a canonical couple either, but as for why they're on this list...
Come on, you know why.
Starting off from antagonizing and goading each other with remarks is the classic enemies to lovers trope, with Angel Dust trying to get a rise out of Husk and sleep with him like he does with most men, and Husk being able to see through it to know there is more to Angel than just being a sex pest to someone who isn't interested. It's a dynamic that's built up through multiple episodes, growing more and more before culminating in an explosive fight. It takes Vaggie nudging Husk to go after Angel to make sure he's safe, and results in one of the best moments and songs of the series, as they both open up to each other about their trauma and the mistakes they've made, making deals with people in power who couldn't care less for their mental well-being and safety, only their usefulness as a tool for them and their pleasure. It's one of the best moments of the show and one of my favorite overall, following similar positive themes Helluva Boss has relating to growing and learning it's okay to open up to others for support even in the toughest situations or even after decades of a self-destructive negative spiral. That even those who feel hopeless can learn to cope healthily and get through it, and gain the strength and bravery to escape such devastating and exploitative positions. Angel Dust isn't quite there yet, but he's well on his way and I'm here for it. It's honestly an emotional high that can't be topped by anything else, especially coming from such emotional lows. Those positive themes and messages are honestly part of the reason I love Hazbin Hotel and its sister series, Helluva Boss. But honestly, in comparison to Angel and Husk, Charlie and Vaggie's relationship pales in comparison to the journey Angel Dust goes through. Even after that moment, Husk serves as the angel on Angel's shoulder, encouraging him to stick to his sobriety in episode 6. He's supportive yet disappointed when he knows Angel is backsliding, but in the end makes decisions that only helps his friends around him, and even stands up to Valentino, which Husk is also supportive of. It just feels like Vaggie and Charlie got fumbled a lot in comparison to the other ships. I'm hoping for season 2 to have a slower pace, even though I know it's only going to be 8 episodes, and not be racing breakneck to the finish line now that the extermination is over with, and let Charlie and Vaggie get more focus and show me why and how they worked well together as a couple. Though development-wise, I'm honestly not even sure what they could do individually as characters. Charlie's already coming into being a proper leader and realizing heaven is corrupt in terms of black and white extremist thinking, without offering sinners the chance at redemption or heaven, as far as she's aware of. But no one even knows the rules. And Vaggie's apparent self-loathing, I guess, is gone and healed now that she reformed her angel wings and came to accept herself now that her secret is out. Hopefully the V's will get something interesting out of the main cast. I'm super hyped to see them as the main antagonists next season. And granted, I wanted to bookend this by saying that I do not hate Charlie and Vaggie as characters or as a couple. I just think they're kind of boring. In season 1 anyway, and that the show jumped the gun in revealing and resolving almost every possible major source of conflict between these two before we really even got to know them. I was going to get into comparing Charlie and Vaggie with Moxie and Millie and Fizz and Ozzy in Helluva Boss, but honestly this video is long enough as it is for my first analysis ramble thing, and my brain is beginning to fry. It's also taken me 1,000,000 years just to create this video, so I'll focus on whatever drives my interest moving forward, at whatever pace that is. Future videos are very likely to be Helluva Boss related, as it's one of my favorite shows, though animated shows in general and some aspects of movies could be on my radar. Since I have no other deep dive videos just yet, how about you check out my literal only 4-second fan animation of Stola singing "It's Okay, I Promise" from Starset's song Starlight. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.